Hello everyone, my name is Carlie Hamilton and I'm here with you today for a scrapbooking process video for Wedding Wednesday. Our Wedding Wednesday is a collaboration that I'm doing with Angie, and I'll stick her channel details in the links in the thingamajiggy below, so go have a look and check out her channel and also check out her Wedding Wednesday video for today. Now for our challenge this week, we were to do some embossing, and I don't have any heat embossing stuff. I don't have any dry embossing stuff, so I've gone for some good old-fashioned wet embossing stuff. And I am using my, it's called impasto medium, but basically it's just molding paste or modeling paste. It's artist grade, so it's good quality stuff, but it was fairly cheap as well, so that's why I got it. And I've decided to use this heart stencil as the basis for it, and I've decided to just use a strip of paper to do the embossing on. So I just use a palette knife that I have, and I just go over the hearts fairly roughly. Some of them I sort of smooth over the top, but other ones I really want to give them some height to. So I've purposely sort of slathered it on so that they've got a bit of texture and height to them, and they look a bit messy and rough, but that's the way that I really like it. Now I don't have any kind of way to dry this quickly. I don't have a heat gun. I thought maybe my husband might have one, but I keep forgetting to ask him when he's home, and I can't find it. So I have to let this stuff air dry, and it takes hours. In fact, I did this layout this morning, and some of the really thicker areas are still a little bit wet. And you can tell because mine dries clear, which I love, and so if you watch carefully you can sort of see some of the hearts turning clear as this layout goes on. So I decided that I'm going to have that strip of hearts down one side, and I'm going to have my photos down another side. So I mat my photos using this pink card. It's from Basic Grey, this pink thing. I can't quite remember what line it is. It's one of the older ones. And yeah, so I just matted on that, a nice thin one, and I'm not too worried about it being nice and neat. So I just use my scissors to chop it up, and I'm really liking that. I used to be all about only using my trimmer, but these days I'm just finding it so much easier just to chop it up with my scissors, and I think it looks great. Now I've got this big stack of all these scraps of paper that I want to try and use up, and so I went through that, and in the end I only just used this spotted paper around the corners there. This is one of the layouts that took me a really long time to do, partly because I had to wait for those hearts to dry. But at the very end I also do some sewing, which I didn't capture on camera, but you'll be able to see that at the very end. So this, as I said earlier, is for Wedding Wednesday, which is something that I'm doing with Angie. Every Wednesday we're going to be scrapping something from our wedding album, and we're also going to be doing challenges. So definitely follow along with us, and if you have a wedding album that you're sort of a little bit stuck on, I know for myself personally I had a bit of trouble earlier on in my wedding album where I felt like my layouts were really uninspired and boring, just because of the subject. They had to sort of be perfect and thus were really dull. And so I'm really loving this challenge, that it helps me step outside of the really plain and boring and to do something a little bit different with my pages, and I really love how this one came out. So right now I'm going through a whole heap of embellishments. It's a little bit difficult. I've just recently discovered that we have to move house soon, unfortunately. We live in a little apartment now and the owner is going to be selling, so we have to move. So I've started packing up some of my scrapbooking supplies. So it takes me a little bit longer at the moment to sort of dig through my drawers and stuff to find a couple of things. And I don't bother looking too hard because otherwise layouts will never get done. So I stick with some buttons that I have, and I also pull out these wood veneers of an ampersand and then a little you and me in a heart. And I stick them together to create my own sort of little arrangement there that you can see I've just stuck down there. Now that I have done that, I'm going to start putting down the title. And I really love these letter stickers that are from a really old Dear Lizzie range, and I want to put them on there. And I also pull out these rub-ons which are from the latest Studio Calico kit, and I'm desperate to use them up because I hate rub-ons, especially if they're letters. They're just a pain in the ass to use, so I just want to get them used up. So I was just there measuring how, like, whether the words were going to fit, and they weren't going to fit, but then later on I realized, hang on, you're an idiot, you can squish up these letters and make them fit. But I start off anyway with the rub-ons down the bottom. I put them on my photo, and I've actually already run out of O's. So instead I use the Q's and I cut off the top and the bottom little bit, the tail and stuff of the Q, and just use the little circle and make that into an O. So there we go, just rubbing them on and stuff. I also cut off 5 of the asterisks and just put 3 on the bottom photo and 2 up in the top photo, just to add like a little bit more embellishment on the photos. I think they're super cute. Then I start putting my actual title down, and I'm going to call it We Go Together. So stick down these tile stickers a bit higgledy-piggledy and squish them up, and they pretty much fit perfectly across that top bit there. With the We Go bit, I started to use another, like a smaller tile sticker, and it just looked silly. Once I started to put it down, I realized that no, it needs to be letter stickers that aren't tiles, just for a bit of balance. It'd look better. So I move them down and stick them sort of over the top of the together bit, so that they're sort of resting on something. Otherwise, I was thinking that maybe I should have thought ahead and put down a bit of washi for them to rest on, but they look great resting on the together words. Next, I stick down the love heart thing to the side there, but first I trim it a little bit around the outside, just so that it's not going all the way to the edges. I felt like after that I needed to do something a little bit more, so I stuck down these other buttons first, and then looking at it, I needed something to bring the left side together more with the right side. So I ended up sewing all around the outside of the whole entire layout. Then I sewed a slightly different stitch around the love heart area, and then I singled out a couple of the love hearts and just sewed around them. So you can see there that some of them are going clear, and then here even more clear, but still some of them are a little bit white because they're still drying. But this is my finished layout there, and I really love how it's all come together in the end. I think it's super sweet. So you know, my goal is to be super sweet in my wedding album, so I'm trying to give you a really good close-up there of my terrible stitching and all the little button details and things like that. This was at the end of the day now, with the sun going down, so you get some annoying sunlight coming in there, but at least you can see it really well. Anyway, thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you've gotten something out of this layout. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. I look forward to reading all your messages. Also, go check out my website. I'll put a link down below. I've just released Pages That Pop, which is my course on creating scrapbook pages with bits of depth and dimension to them. So I've got an early bird special on that, so go check that out. And also don't forget to check out Angie's channel to see her Wedding Wednesday video. Once again, thanks everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!